Are you looking for answers about extraterrestrials or maybe the true meaning of life? Then you have come to the right place. Welcome to the Ivan Teller online broadcast. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. And for more details, please visit ivanteller.com and learn more about your galactic families.
No, that's right. I read that wrong. It's 62 degrees, and everyone here thinks it's like the end of the world, or we're going through a freeze or something like that. So if you want to see Eskimos here soon, that's Florida for you. So anyway, all right. Well, everyone, I was right. Turn off your notifications if that's possible, and we've been doing pretty good on that recently. It does help. So, of course, I'm talking about all this on my air. But yeah, when some people would comment, I don't know why I'm bringing this up. When we can't mute them, I guess it's from their cell phone. So we're working on that. So we can't mute them; they have to mute themselves. I'm not sure if that's fixed itself or not, but I have no idea why I'm mentioning this right now. But anyway, all right, greetings everyone. Thank you for joining us for tonight's channeling. See who comes through. I have no idea of anything. Usually it's no clue anyway, but I really don't have a clue. But anyway, it's okay. All right, so hopefully one being comes through, Abraham Lincoln or someone, Santa Claus, Easter Bunny. Easter Bunny would be good. This is about, I'm not sure what that would come through, what that would be about. Anyway, all right. Okay, so blessings, and see you guys on the other side. And try to do a blessing of some kind through being it comes through, or just a message. So, all right, here we go. Blessings, much love, and here we go. Greetings to you. This is the Prime Creator. Greetings, Earthlings, Earthflicks. Our hearts are out to you. in this incarnation. Those on this earth are struggling of who they are, struggling of what is the meaning of all of this and this existence. And yes, to add meaning to it, but also it is for you to find enjoyment is really what the most important. And that's where connecting to your aliens and all of this comes in, is to bring harmony into your life, where your materialism can only fill in so much. Now, isn't that the truth? And even entertainment can only fill up so much. Where you connect to the stars and the heavens and become more satisfied in your existence. Because as you see on your world, jobs come and go, don't they? Their occupations come and go. But as you go through the footsteps of yourself, the stairwell of yourself, that can always remain the same, but always evolve. But that is why these beings, your angels, are coming through to help you, assist you into more of a positive environment, no matter what this earth brings to you, that you will find satisfaction and be able to adapt. But of course, some do feel like they're coming into a new timeline that will bring abundance that they were looking for, not necessarily financial, but a work that brings joy to them, that they've been waiting for some time. And that is persistence around yourself is telling you that you are on something quite extraordinary, meaning your work will touch others. I believe some of you are aware of what this is, or all of you understand what I'm speaking of. To find satisfaction. Yes, and the galactic energies also, but also to give to others your talents is very important to many, of course. And in this time of, yes, I'm going to go on and on and on today. I want to here for a little bit longer. There's holidays isn't helping much as for where you to go in life, but remember to bring happiness into your day is what matters most. And then everything else will find its way to you, to put it that way. Slowly evolving. It's before I go, also, there is some that do work with your colleges and become a robot of education, only to bring about materialism into their lives. It does bring in some enjoyment there, some education, but the system is not as healthy as it could be. Working your one to death is not a proper way to learn. But your world will eventually understand that more properly. Yes, the college system is backward. It should be for everyone, but it should be very easy to gather knowledge instead of having to give up money. But that was done on purpose on your world, of course. That will change eventually. For some, not soon enough, of course. But remember, this knowledge can always be gathered. Does not always need to. College does not always have to be there. You can always find it elsewhere. So blessings to you as you evolve into a higher being, more positive being. Blessings. Greetings, Earthlings. We are the Zeta Reptilians. You can call us Jordash. That's a popular name on their planet, I believe. Your government has been deceiving for some time. We do see truth coming into your populations over the next several years, because the halos, the curtain, better word, curtain, cannot hide them forever of the truth, meaning whistleblowers, meaning other government agencies will begin to show what is they've been hiding for such a long time. Most of your humanity, though, will laugh it off, of course, and drink their Slurpees or whatever they do. That will continue. But many of you will have more of your MJ12 knowledge in your next couple of years. Your elites don't care anymore. They want to see it as an experiment to see what humanity will do. So they're going to slowly roll themselves out. Not like most of humanity won't care. Most of it won't. They'll give you can call it a peace offering to those that are aware. Understand this is going to be a slow process as normal. Humans can't handle fast yet. They can't even handle 80 miles an hour in their own vehicle, how can you handle a life that goes quickly? There'll be less accidents if you can handle speed, and that is not the case on your world, not yet at least. And reason they are, yes, peace treaties. In some ways, you can call it, because they know they can't stay hidden forever. As more channelers awaken, more healers awaken, or the alien becomes known, which makes them more known. Meaning, those that within these government places will have a change of heart. Let's put it that way. And they already are, but they have not spoken of all this yet. Of the bases under your waters, under your deserts, your truth of your Area 51 is not a taco stand, as some might say it is. Your Dulce was a place of cloning. It is still a laboratory, used greatly though, but not of this, what you might think that has moved. But there's still much going on there that your humanity cannot handle, of course. It is still holding a popsicle stick, as you might say. But that will change, of course, over time. And not to worry about your California. There is an earthquake, not to worry. It was just a tremor or two. We do not see it falling in the ocean anytime soon. It is well protected at this time. We send you all our hearts. And we are in your skies, but seeing us is another story. But many of us are 5 feet tall, if you're wondering of our height. And we are green, some of us are gray. Gray reptilian. Blessings to you. And take care of your earth, of course. We send it love every once in a while. Hello there. This is Jack Frost. It is going to be a harsh winter for many, so bundle up. The reason this is happening, well, there are many reasons, but to just, you can call it self-reflection, another reason to buy a coat, but nature needs the winter. Humanity, well, most do not need it, but many do enjoy it. That's why they live in these places. But it has much more reason than that, but it is going to be a hard one this year, yes. For many reasons, Mother Earth is cleansing herself, and the winter is one way of doing it. Letting out the old, bringing in the new, as you can tell, and sometimes kicking some humans out of the areas for good reason. Because because they can't take the cold, so they leave. So it's another way of changing one's timeline. I believe you understand this. In a nice way, but sometimes you have to get their attention, and why not a blizzard to cause that attention? Eventually, humanity will realize it is what is most important, and how to handle the winter is still understanding that. It is still far from that. It is still using material possessions to take care of itself. There are other ways, but it is not ready yet. Because nature always provides, remember that. Has not quite figured that one out. It will eventually. But yes, it will be a harsh winter until at least March, and some will be until June. But you will know who you are. June, yes, a long time for winter, yes. A very long time. Take care, all. And I do exist, if you're wondering. Greetings. One moment. Greetings, this is even for the Essassani race. Much love to your society as we're still connecting. Yes, there's been much transition on your planet. Some healthy, not so much for some who have disagreements with one way of doing things, but this is part of your soul growth. As you eventually to compromise, and your society eventually will be equal instead of feel like you're distant from each other. But this will be some time in your future. There's so much to grow up with, to chill out with, as your Earth would say. One moment. Still downloading. One moment. It's been some time for us to be here. as some of you might realize, you're going through a shift at this time. Is some of it is financial, some of it is spiritual. But as you go into more of a knowledge of yourself, you will see yourself quite differently. Maybe different versions of yourself you will be starting to connect with. Some might see yourself as a holiday figure, such as your Santa Claus. I am not joking. Because some of you have incarnations as that energy, meaning a being that is assisted, usually youngsters, in that type of format, feeling like, because that is what they can connect to. Some do change their appearance to connect through dreams. It is another way to bring messages also. You change your appearance. So some of you might feel this in your vibration. And some of you also show up as fictional characters to each other. You just don't know it yet. And that will eventually, yes, this is all crazy talk for now. But what's new on your planet? It's all crazy talk if it's outside what you are used to. But it will come through as you will start to see it, as you are all messengers of each other. They're as protectors of each other. You're just not realizing how close you truly are to each other. So anyway, whatever you're ready for, you have questions, I'm here to bring assistance if possible.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yes.
Today's first one is from Julie. Are there any messages for my partner Scott from his guides or anyone?
Yeah, believe more in himself. Also, he has a mother figure that's around him that he might not be listening to correctly, as there is a health issue there. I believe she's still in part of this timeline, or his timeline for that. But it'd be good for him to show some love there, if that makes sense to him.
Okay. And the second one is, where have I been going in astrally lately? Where have I been going in astral lately? Thank you.
Who is this for? This Julie?
Yes, Julie.
Parallel dimensions, as you all do. One moment. Interesting enough, you've been connecting to. I'm not sure why I'm picking this up with you, but I see a vampire existence you're connecting to, and also a werewolf. These are lifetimes of mythology you've been connecting to recently. It's another way of communicating with others, but also to yourself, but also to a world that has brought these mythologies to your planet for a reason. In some ways, to awaken it. And the reason you are connecting to this, because there's more to it than what you see in your reality. So this is something you can take a look at, not to say that what version you're picking up is incorrect, because they're all correct. Because there's different reasons for these things to be on your planet at this time. Because everyone has a different reason for it, because they connect to it differently. I know this might be a little bit hard to understand, but maybe not. Hopefully, I don't think it would be. But this for you, you are experiencing this because your part of you is going to more of an understanding of how to speak to humanity. In some ways, you need to have these things to get on their level. And there's much more to it than that. And this is what you're doing astral partially. Blessings to you.
Okay. And next is Jamie's questions. Her first one. My mother, Winona, would like to know what her relationship is to her former colleague, Peter.
One moment. What it was is, one moment, is space exploration with your Palladians. Yes, I keep seeing you as, I know this is probably not what you're expecting, but it's more of a galactic connection. There is human connection, but the galactic is stronger, as there's nothing there to keep you away from each other, because in the human world, there's much to keep you separated. But as a Palladian, you become very connected. And of course, many are connected to other realities, and they incarnate on Earth. And once they were best buddies, and then they come into this planet and they become mortal enemies. But not to say that's the case. But in your case, it was more space exploration with this one. Believe with also the felines also, but much with the Palladian energies. Blessings.
Okay. Second question is, are there any messages for me from my higher self or anyone?
And the name of this person again? Excuse me.
Jamie?
Yes. One moment. Yes, your guide has been, one moment, having issues connecting to you because you've been busy in your daily life. As you go into, you are meditating, but it's still having difficulties connecting, I believe. One moment. What your guides are saying is that at least your guides and you are very connected to the ocean in previous lifetimes. So to visualize that as you try to reach out to receive messages, it's possible you'll see a fish jump out of the water to give you a yes or no answer to your question. If you don't see no fish, most likely that is a no. If you see a fish jump out of the water, it means a yes. So that is one way of communicating with them. There's other ways, but that is a start. Blessings to you.
All right. And next is Stephanie.
Thank you for taking my questions.
Yes, greetings.
Do I have any messages at this time?
At this time, you seem to be connecting to the Palladian councils at this moment with the Galactic Federation of Light. Also, I do see you visual as a feline within this race as you are connecting to them in different ways as for your Earth project, but much of that cannot be mentioned here at this time. But to let you know that sometimes you might be going through some not be able to sleep correctly or to whatever it might be throughout your day that feels aggravating is because you're doing much with this federation at this time, bringing other beings here, but there's much more to it than that. They're very much an Earth project. You could say it is like musical chairs in some ways. They call it changing things on this Earth's platform that does not see physically, but is happening in the higher energies. So that's another thing that you're doing. There is also a title, but they're not going to mention it at this time, of what you are called, but they're not mentioning it here.
Thank you. And is there anything you can bring to my attention that, like a timeline that needs release right now?
At this time, a Martian lifetime with some that you are very close to at this time, when there was disagreements, not with your family, but a Martian disagreement, and you're very much affected by it. And to release this, I believe you will be able to connect to this, as it did not make life easier for anyone. And so it did bring a strain, and it also took family and somewhat spread them apart somewhat. That is all we have at this time.
Thank you. Much love.
Okay, next is Christy.
Hello.
Greetings.
My first question is, I received my quantum coil emitter today from the Girk Vigneer that Peter has created with Girk Vigneer. So when I first connected to it, then I heard Takur say greetings. So it's my first vision I had of her. And so I just kind of am wanting to see what messages or anything like that she would like to help me with this device and connecting and everything.
Well, there's much going on there, but it seems like she's assisting you with past lives, removing much that is not no longer needed to be there. Also, she says you're connecting to many in the graphic near as for the babies on the hybrid children. She says you're very much involved with that. And that's basically her main message there. If you ever visualize anything you are with many young ones at this time. If that makes sense to you.
Okay, alrighty. And then my second question is about my higher self. My higher self is she an aspect of Semyasi, or is she actually Semyasi? I have a hard time understanding how
Sinazi, yes. It is that person, yes.
it is her.
Mhm.
Is the oversoul, is my oversoul, because I don't know if there's a name that, so the oversoul would be higher than her,
Yes.
would be above her. And what does that look like, or who is that?
One moment. Well, it looks as ever you feel it looks like, or whatever you want it to. It's a pure energy. So it's whatever you want it to appear. A lot of times it's a male, sometimes it's female, sometimes it's animal-like. So it changes its appearance constantly. And you are very much involved with it. Sometimes it's a fox. Most times recently it's been a fox, but it is a transitional phase, depending on what you're going through at that time. Meaning the range that it changes this look is for sometimes you're different ordeals in your life. You're pulling from a fox energy or a wolf. It's another way of assisting you in this incarnation, if that makes sense.
Okay, so the oversoul changes out to assist
Yes.
the higher self and myself,
Yes.
as it
Yes.
as it is needed.
Yes.
It just kind of moves through phases or whatever is needed at that time to best serve.
Yes. Think of it as an energy that's constantly in movement, but a great higher power that is constantly just almost, yes, like its own universe, always evolving. But of light, of course. Yes.
I had a hot flash of energy just then.
Yes. Just letting you know. That's all.
Okay. Thank you. And also, just to request some healing for Hayden. He got his bandages off of his ingrown toenails today. And so just some healing energy, if I could request that for him
Of
as
course.
he's healing.
Yes, he's been through a lot.
Yes.
We send him energy, of course.
Thank you.
Yes.
Much love.
Okay, next is Kimberly's questions, and her first one is, does my daughter Evelyn have a connection to John Lennon? It seemed as if he was being channeled through her yesterday.
Yes, they used to be in a relationship in one incarnation, yes. A close one. So yes, they are very understand his John Lennon incarnation was not one of his higher points. I believe some are aware of that. He has had more gentler incarnations, and that is where she knows him from. Yes, he had much dark side on this planet. That is all.
Okay, and are there any messages from my galactic family?
Yes, your guides are, they say yes to eat, right, you're connecting one moment to the Yale quite a bit recently. One moment. As for chakra clearings, with your heart chakra, you've been visiting often recently. Excuse me. And that is all at this time. Thank you. Blessings.
Okay, next is Daniel.
Hello, Neiman.
Yes, greetings.
Hi. My first question is, lately I've been feeling a lot of things poking and prodding various parts of my body, and I'd like to understand more of what those are.
One moment. One moment. Around what area exactly?
It's varied from sometimes my fingertips, other times my rear backside. sometimes my abdomen area.
And this is of a vicious connection or a not connecting to it?
I can't really. Some part of me tells like I get the feeling it's an infusion of some sort, but I feel like there's more going on there that I don't know about.
Yes, that is correct. I detected a more of a reptilian involvement, but it's very quiet of what it is. It is a reptilian, but not of the negative. One moment. Ah, yes, it's very much a Syrian connection at this time. It's more Syrian. One moment. And then what is going on, they are assisting your chakras at this time, but there's also a Zeta presence. There is many. There are a Wiran presence there also. They seem to be putting you back together to some degree, so nothing to worry about from what I'm gathering.
Does it also explain like why I sometimes feel like when I'm laying in bed, something like going really onto my backside? Like, do you know what I'm talking about?
One moment. Yes. Yes. It is, yes, there is also a Palladian connection there that is, they seem to be infusing your DNA quite a bit more than usual because you've been going through much activity has been around you recently. So at this time they are changing your DNA quite a bit recently. It seems like they're removing reptilian but also adding reptilian, but also Zeta they're adding, but in a positive way. So you're going through, it is like you are in the shop being repaired at this time.
Okay.
But this is going to go on for a few days from what it seems. So this will most likely continue. Let's see, you have tomorrow is a Friday. We do see it closing down actually on your tomorrow evening. It should be cool. Or your Saturday. It's hard to say at this time.
Okay.
But you should just start feeling better. But until then, it's going to be, you might feel beat up a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, though.
Yes.
My second major question is I channeled some information from my friend Brienne about a bracelet that she had that belonged to her great grandmother, and something about an indentation. I channeled some energy about, channeled what it was and all that. Was that all accurate? I just want to make sure.
Yes.
Okay, so there's nothing I really missed or anything, or
not all of it was brought in, but it is okay. Some of it is not always needed to be known, but yes, that was correct. Yes.
And that reptilian energy that I felt scratch me, that went right.
Yes.
Okay.
That didn't interfere. No.
Okay.
They're just there to get your attention. That's all.
It wasn't
activity.
Yeah. Was it really malicious though, or?
No. It does not seem like that way. It's a reptilian. It's always going to feel malicious in some regard, even if it's very friendly.
It was a very bizarre way to actually manifest a scratch on my
arm.
Yeah.
It is like your mantis. They're trying to give you a hug, and they end up taking her arm off. Well, that's not true, but something like that.
All right, gotcha.
There's also a mantis around you also.
Mm-hmm.
And they're involved. Yes, there is much involved. Yes, it's like a galactic highway going through where you are at this time.
Hmm.
And much of it has to do with your chakras, your DNA. Possibly by your Monday, you might start feeling much different, much more positive, much more possibly where you're still going through. It's like coming out of surgery. You're still healing. So it's hard to say at this time.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, blessings.
Much love to you.
Much love.
All right, next is Mark.
Yep. Hi, man.
Yes.
Can you watch if I have any message for me somewhere?
Yes, one moment. From your guidance, say yes, you've been connecting to the Galactic Federation of Light. Involved with this Earth's timeline shifts. You've been assisting many shifting. Let me word that a little bit. You've been assisting many as they shift into a new timeline. You've been assisting many with this. There's, you call it in some ways like a practitioner. I'm not sure if that's the correct word for it on your planet, but it is one that is like, one moment, what your guides are saying. You can imagine a board of different timelines, and you and others beings are assisting many on this world in its shift. And you're a part of this also, but yours is a little bit later than theirs, to see how they go through it first. Of course, they're doing fine, of course. There's much more to that, but that is a glimpse of it. That is the message. Blessings.
Okay. And do you have another message somewhere?
Yes, it seems that you've been connected to many reptilians in a positive way. It seems to be much of a humorous connection you've been having recently for a time now. And you've been connecting to them also in your daily life, maybe customer or someone that's been shows up as someone that you know galactically. You might feel like you have a connection to someone, but you don't know what it is, and then they're gone. Some of this is reptilian, not all of it, but you've been connected to many reptilians and for different reasons, but for humorous purposes for the most part, because they've been going through a lot of, what do you call it? There's no word for it, but they have been trying to be more positive. Let's put it that way. That's the only message we have at this time.
Okay, thanks.
Blessings.
Okay. And next is David.
Greetings.
Greetings. And has there been any hybrid children around me recently?
There's been 2 Zetas around you recently. Youngsters has also been a Weirin child also.
Okay. And is there any message
From them or just from general?
It's just in general.
One moment. Yes, as you connect to your galactic families, yes, with the Galactic Federation of Light, as many have been connecting to them recently, in your incarnation here, you're becoming more knowledgeable of your family here as their galactic connections, because I believe mother is part of the feline, father is more part of the Palladian side of your galactic DNA. And much more of this will come through as you'll be able to see that in your family members over time, and also friends. Your galactic astral selves have been assisting you and becoming more aware of all this. Slowly, of course. That's the message.
Okay, so thanks.
Yes. Blessings.
Blessings.
Okay. Next is Tara. And her first question is, I had a nightmare last night about a little girl that was possessed by something she referred to as a magician. Can you ask my subconscious what this means?
It does not seem it as a negative, but it was of a shift, one moment, of more of a, you can call it a more of a galactic perspective, but is this one also leaving one's comfort zone as for awareness? And this one asking the question is very connected to the fairies. I believe she has some connection to that. Is your guides letting you know there's nothing wrong with. She does have a connection to the magicians, yes. But also her fairies would be good to connect to first, but it's also to show her to leave the comfort zone, to have a more open mind. I believe she has an open mind now, but there's more going to be coming through. She'll say, "Oh, I don't believe that. Is this really happening?" It's just to let her know that these things are really happening, and it's not negative though. That is the question. Message. Blessings.
Okay. And second one is, do my guides have any messages they would like me to hear?
Yes, your guides are. One moment. Yes, they say you're very connected to the Blue Palladians. That they have been visiting you often recently, and also you have family members that are very close to you. Uncle for certain. I'm not saying which one, on what side or anything, but you believe you can connect with this is part of a Blue Palladian energy that. Yes, they're saying you and I, Uncle, you might be able to connect with this. You should, for the most part. They're not giving any names, but it is part of a Blue Palladian council that you are connected. The two of you are connected. Of course, you're connected to other things also, but the two of you came into this incarnation for Mary. Now, that doesn't necessarily say that you're very that close, but there still is a strong connection there. It doesn't necessarily have to be one. But there is definitely a connection there. You guys want you to know that as you go into more of an awareness. Blessings to you.
Okay. Next are Thomas's questions. And first one is, do my guides hear me every time I try to randomly speak to them?
Yes.
Okay.
They hear your thoughts. All yes, everything. Yes.
And please tell me if there's a way or even a word that I can say before speaking in order to direct a message to them precisely. Okay. Yeah.
Well, they already know because they can feel your intention. So they already know. If you have that intention, yes, there's no privacy, correct. But they already know your intention is going to them already because your energy shifts to them. They already know. So it's not that hard.
Okay. And sometimes, sorry.
Let's go ahead.
Second question is sometimes the difference between me and other people is so big that I feel I'm going in the wrong direction. Please ask Yeshua if there's anything I'm doing or choosing wrong.
No, there's nothing wrong. You're just getting used to this new way of doing things. You're just getting used to it. That is all. Your heart's in the right place. And that's from Yeshua. And from us, of course. As long as your heart's in the right place and you feel like you're going in the right direction, you feel like this is right for you. If you don't, you feel getting used to it does take time, but you feel like, this is good for me, but I'm not sure about it. Most of the time it is a positive. For you, yes, definitely. And sometimes that's not always the case, but for you, yes. Blessings.
Okay, next is Emmy.
Hello, how are you?
Yes, greetings. I'm doing well. Thank you.
Oh, that's so great. My first question is if I have any messages from Archangel Michael.
One moment. It just says continue the path that you feel you're right, that feels right to you. Do not to worry of mistakes, but must do what is in your heart because you are following what makes you happy. So don't always listen to what they have to say. Do what you have to say.
Thank you very much.
They suggest, but this is still up to you.
Oh, yes, because I know he had a suggestion about me staying in my previous career because of financial reasons, but I just wanted to know, is there a higher purpose than that? Because now I'm used to being broke.
There is no other reason behind it. There's still your decisions, most likely the right decision.
Okay, and my second question is, I've been losing a lot of things lately, and I was wondering if I could get any recommendations on how to better remember where these things are to recover them. Like, for example, I lost a couple of ID cards, like my driver's license and another ID card that's missing. And then other things are coming up missing around me. I just wanted some like insight on that.
You've been connecting too much of the Arcturians recently and leaving your body recently quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also the other versions of you have been coming into your body and taking these things and doing stuff with them. Then when you come back, you don't remember what you did with them.
Well, have they taken my mom's Christmas box?
Yes.
Because that's missing. I would like for it back, please.
Yes, put that intention out. Most
Okay.
of these things will find its way back to you, but unfortunately that one might be gone from what I'm gathering.
Oh, darn it. Okay, thank you very much for your help.
Yes, blessings.
Thank you.
Okay, next is Blue.
Hello, Niman.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Nice to see you again or hear you.
Yes.
I have a question about numbers, repeating numbers. I have a sudden connection, like, I don't know what happened with me. It's like I have been activated to feel the energies in different numbers, different repeating numbers. It's like I just know what it means and know what I should do with it. And I feel like I can create many things with numbers, like for healing and for protection and decoding and much more. Can you tell me about this sudden connection and what I can do with it, and yeah, just how it's related to my abilities?
You say you've been slightly upgraded to your Atlantean connections. Also your Palladian and angelic advanced knowledge that you're bringing into this reality. And much of it has to do with healing of yourself and also timelines of others. Some do good at timelines that they went to on accident due by other beings that are interfering. And your abilities are healing that. You might not be fully connected to it, but you are very much involved with it. You might see yourself or different energy paths leaving you constantly because you're bringing assistance to others. Because you've been going through many tests, it seems, at least to prepare for this. It seems that you are ready for it, and it will come through more clearly also, from what I'm gathering. That's part of it. There's so much more, but that's part of it.
Yeah, it's a lot deeper. I feel like
Yes, it is.
I can do a lot with it, and
yes,
and there's also magic involved in it. I feel
yes,
like I can combine it in a way.
Yeah, so all it has to do is connected to the center of this earth, assisting Gaia in many different ways, of course. Yes.
Okay, great. And my second question is, the Sumerians came to me a long time ago, and they said to me, they were my families, I think, and they kind of had they wanted to share secrets or something with me about the civilization and some other things. And they never came again. Is there a message from them or what it is that they want to share with me?
Well, they said they would be back, but unlikely this year. They said your world is not ready for their message yet. That's why they pulled back. But they will be when the time has come. So just they said not to concentrate so much on them. You can concentrate on their energies, and as for their reconnection with you. But as for messages, they might. It is unlikely they'll bring that message out anytime soon, but they are waiting for humanity, it seems.
Okay.
Then it's a message.
Okay, thank you. And one quick question: do I speak their language?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. I'll
What you're
explore.
connected to is correct. Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Blessings.
See you.
Yes.
Next is Sheena.
Hi, Niman.
Yes. Greetings.
Hi. I was wondering if you could explain something strange with me. After this is many years ago, since my Kundalini woke up, but after that, I always sleep with my arms up in the air, and I'm doing movements all night. Sometimes those who have seen it tells me that it's like I'm playing with a ball and I'm throwing something away from me, and doing strange strange things.
Is that your question?
Yes.
Your question?
Why do I do that? I have even done
It seems like
sit-ups.
it is spiritual exercise, for what I'm being told.
Spiritual exercise. Okay, yes,
Yes.
because I have done sit-ups too. So that
Your letting out is another way of cleansing the body. It is a spiritual exercise. That's all I'm being told at this time.
okay. And is there any messages for me from you, maybe?
As for Archangel Michael at this time is yes, there's a battleground around you at this time, but you're well protected. We are also healing much. They also say that there is some reason they're saying there's poetry around you, most likely song around you, that you have a song that you are singing to others in astral. You might feel that as a singer in astral. That is what they're saying, that you are, yes, the Madonna of the galaxy, but more of a cleaner version.
Okay. Oh, that's nice.
Whatever version you wanted it to be, actually.
Okay. Yes. Okay, but that's all. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Much love.
Yes. Blessings.
Blessings.
Okay, next is Miguel's question, and I'm just going to scroll up. Is there any messages for him?
Well, from our race, the Essassani race, you have many incarnations with us, of course, future incarnations. However way you want to look at it, you're part of our civilization. As for building, as for architecture, as for galactic knowledge, as for the libraries, preserving the libraries of knowledge, there are different ways of pronouncing that, because that's exactly what we call them. But as it is a peaceful lifetime, we do have incarnations within our civilization to get away from some of the drama in the universe. You might most likely be able to feel this. You have several lifetimes within our race. Most likely these are all future incarnations, but also a part of, one moment, the ancient race of ours, of our formation, meaning an incarnation as gray into what we are now. Blessings. Well, same as I am, actually. I am part of the older race. So, blessings.
Okay. And next is, Terrence.
Yes, hi, Neiman.
Yes, greetings.
My first question is there like any Essassani being that I'm close to, and if so, how can I connect to him or her?
One moment. Yes, there is one. There's actually two. A brother and sister that's around you quite often. One moment. There is of course, they're all bald except for the females. One moment. There again, one moment. One is called, they're using Earth names. One moment. To simplify things, they're using the names Kevin and Teresa around you. You can say you can connect to them anytime you'd like. You do have a strong connection with our race of blood. I believe you already have that idea. And it's very peaceful, of course.
Thank you. My second question is, do I have any messages from Murdoch, the Zeta?
Yes, you've been traveling with him much in astral due to family, to bring families together, but also for entertainment purposes, as for comical conversations, of course, with a Zeta that is always interesting. But they're wanting to have more of a sense of humor. You're bringing much of that into their reality. But at this time, yes, this one is always, Murdoch is always around you anytime you need him, but he does connect to the Palladians a lot, so if you not feel his presence, that is where he is. But for the most part, he is around, though. That's the message this time.
Thank you.
Yes, blessings.
Okay. Next is Stephen Davies' questions. And the first one is question 1. A few aliens came to me. Just one shook my hand. It was great. Who were they? And what was their message?
Does feel like it is of the Yell race. The message is you're making peace with them, because there was a lot of time where you had a issue with the Yell, meaning you didn't feel like they did enough for humanity, and you questioned their presence on Earth. This is a long time ago. They're still learning, of course. There's much more to it, but that is the short version to that. Lessons.
Okay. Second question. I had a dream I was on a ship fighting with another ship. Then I was on the ship I was fighting. There was a lot of dead aliens. What was this all about?
A Palladian galactic war, I believe, with the Reptilians. And you had the ability to shift around. You are a very advanced Palladian. Yes, it's Hallblaw Nordic, actually. That's what I'm gathering from that vibration. It was and this is from your galactic past, that you're still going through a process of healing. As for the timing of this, I do not have that at this time. And the Zetas were involved with it also. Go ahead, please. Thank you. Blessings.
Okay. And next is Mary's questions. Any messages from her ETs or angels for her spiritual journey, or about her job changes?
All they say is to continue on in your path, not to feel any regret. You're following your highest good, as they say. Blessings.
Okay. Second question. Any messages for her husband and children?
Yes, they say stay together no matter your differences, but I believe that was already planted there, but still to remember, because some do have differences and feel like they want to go somewhere else. I believe that's the discussion has been made several times. Also, you are a Palladian family. Of course, you have different connections to other ETs, but it's very much a Palladian family. Blessings.
Okay. And let's see. I believe that is the last of today's questions.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Blessings to your environment, your planet. As many transitions will open many's minds into more of a different perspective. As those that have their eyes closed are going to start seeing them open, and the belief system is going to be heavily tested in your coming year. Some of you have already been through that, as you know, and many more are to follow. So your next year is going to be a wild one from our perspective. So blessings to you. Take care. Good night.
Welcome back.
Okay, anybody like to do a blessing of any kind? If not, it's okay.
Yes, I can do one.
Oh, thank you.
Much love and light to everyone. Much gratitude and appreciation. Sonanatini liyata, ishini liya halini, ililini yalala, atana lili nuloa, alini ilia, Allah. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for viewing this webinar. Our next one is next Tuesday. So take care, everyone, and have a great weekend.